go ahead and type one in the chat that we're going to kick this thing off. You guys are with me. Type one in the chat. I'm really excited that you guys decided to join today. It's amazing to have all of you on this particular leadership summit. Fired up for it. Like I said, tag a friend, let everybody kind of get in on this leadership summit, because, you know, I think it makes so much sense with what we're going to talk about. Now, today's topic, guys, you know, according to the mood, I want to say today's topic is really understanding yourself, finding yourself, you know, understanding yourself, understanding who you are, right? Understanding who you are. That, you know, today's topic, because I think it's really critical for us to understand these things. And I want to talk about that because we got to understand who we are. And we must understand who we are. It is very important. And I'm going to give some steps because it's truly important for us to understand how we must operate, what we're doing, where we're going, what exactly am I trying to do? What exactly am I trying to accomplish? So grab your pen, your pads, your iPad, iPhone, Android, whatever it is, take your notes, go ahead and grab that. I'm super excited for today. Again, for those who may not know who I am, my name is Mr. Boston. You know, we have these leadership summits to have strategic conversations across the globe on different platforms, because I just do believe that it's so necessary for us, right? And especially a day like today, when I can have a mass of individuals who might be sitting still for a few minutes to really receive the information. So understanding yourself, this is very important to understand, right? Now, number one on this step, and write it down, number one on this step, ladies and gentlemen, is we become what we think about. Please write it down. We become what we think about. In this understanding your step journey, we become what we think about. And I really want you guys to really hold on to that, because some of you might be saying, I heard that already. Oh, yeah. Okay, we become what we think about. But I really want you guys to hold on to that. Number one is we become what we think about. Now, I need you to understand this. Ask yourself, what do I want to become? What do I want to become? Then when you ask yourself that, you know, I want to be a little interactive with you guys today, maybe you should write it down. What do I want to become? Now, if you've already written down what you want to become, then I want you to take a second and think. And then after taking that second to think, I want you to ask yourself, am I projecting or living or walking in what I want to become? Am I projecting or walking or living in what I want to become? Ask yourself that question, because it's extremely important after that silent break. See, one of the things we need to do often, and when I say often, every day, is to take a few minutes by yourself in silence. Take a few minutes by yourself in silence. Now, as you train up on this, if you can do 30 minutes or an hour in silence, it'll be awesome. But for now, I want some of you just to start practicing 10 to 15 minutes of silence by yourself. Just silence. Quiet the thought, the mind. Just quiet the mind. No phones, no electronic devices, no one around, just silence. You will start to realize a few things when you get into this space of silence. You will start to realize that your mind is talking to you. It's racing. You'll start to realize that your mind is talking to you, that it's racing. You'll also start realizing that, hold on, this racing mind of mine is talking, but some of the things that it's saying is not what I want to become. It's saying some of the things, it's not what I want to become. So now you have to practice quieting that talking mind that is saying something different from what you wrote that you want to become. You got to quiet that. You have to quiet that mind, because it's very important to understand that we're made up in three parts: mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul. So here's the thing. Your outward appearance, this physical appearance, is just the highest level of form of which that inner mind has projected, which you see every day. So that is the intelligent form of the physical of what you see. But now there is some other things working that will continue to bring things into your physical form and around or to your physical form that you may not have bargained for. Ooh, I'm hoping y'all following. Y'all just came on the right day. See, the thing is that inner mind that's talking, you have to quiet that mind. Because see, there is so much information coming in every day in your outer life that when you get into that space of silence, you get to realize, oh my gosh, not only am I getting information coming in when I'm not in this quiet space, but now I'm in a quiet space and there's still a lot going on. Now I want to tell you something about that a lot that's going on. Most of us, we truly believe that we're in control of our lives. Ooh. See, we truly believe when we don't practice this which I'm talking about and where I'm going to be going, we believe we're in control of our lives. We believe that this idea, I created it. Ooh, I got this bright idea. Oh, I'm being me. I'm living for who I am. This is who I am, so nobody can tell me not to be me. I'm just going to be real. You believe that is all you. You perceive these concepts that you came up with, it's all you. Not realizing that physical being, that's the intelligent part of you, the body, that's hearing all the things and encountering all the things, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, all these things daily. When you get into that space of quieting your mind, then there's a race still going on. That race, ladies and gentlemen, is that internalization, that conscious mind that's getting hit, and that breakthrough of the conscious mind that now it's subduing and getting deep into the subconscious mind that is still racing. So now you that who are operating in the physical that suddenly said, came up with this idea, you're not understanding that because of the consistent information that you're allowing to come in, it's what is driving and dictating what you're becoming. So when you suddenly believe, I came up with this grand idea, I'm being me. The way I dress is just because of me. The way I speak to people is because of me. I'm just being down to earth because this is how I feel. It is because you've been programmed to feel that way. Ooh, come on, somebody. See, it is because you've been programmed to feel that way without your knowledge or understanding of that. See, because you are thinking you came up with it. So this is why I'm saying take a minute to go into that silent space. And then I want you to think. And then as you get into that space, I want you to quiet the mind that's racing. So you got to quiet the mind. Because if you are what you think about, then we need to quiet this mind and we need to navigate. Somebody type navigate for me. We need to navigate. Somebody type navigate for me. Because it is extremely important to know when we start a journey where we would end up on the journey that we decided to start. It is important for us to know where we're going to end up. See, most of us on this call right now, most of us, we've been thinking, we really think that, you know what? No, how you going to know where you're going? Or I know where I'm going. Or how are you going to know where we're going? Oh, I know where I'm going. How are we going to know where we're going? You know, God is in control of all of that. So because we throw God in the mix or we throw something else in the mix, what happens is that now we got no accountability to self. Ooh. See, we got no accountability to self because we throw it at something which we fully do not understand. So it's easy to say, you know, this is happening to me. You know, it's just because, you know, God is putting me through some things. But you don't understand. You don't understand the importance of quieting the mind and being able to quiet those thoughts so that when you quiet those thoughts, all that noise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can start rewriting what needs to happen. You can start rewriting where the destination needs to be and how it needs to start. See, let me give you an example. When a ship sets its course to a destination, they don't just aimlessly get onto the vessel and set out to say they're going to Europe. They don't just say, I'm setting out, I'm going to the West Indies. They don't just do that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can you guys hear me? Good. I want to make sure. Can you guys still see me? Type 1 in the chat for me. I want to make sure you guys can still see me. Type 1 in the chat if you're with me. Type 1 in the chat if you're with me. All right? They don't just say, hey, we're jumping in this vessel and we're gone. They chart a course. They plot it down. They make sure that they have the destination plotted out. They need to know the nautical miles. They need to know where they're going. See, these are things that is already set up. They know this. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. They know this. They know this extremely well. And then once they plot the course out, they set out for the journey. And they know for sure that they're going to get to the destination. The only thing they don't know in its full surety is how long it's going to take us. Because there's always unforeseen things that can come along the way. But that, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't need to be your problem. See, your problem or your concerns should only be that I know how I decided to start and I know where I'm going. I know how I decided to start and I know where I'm going. So when you quiet the mind, ladies and gentlemen, what happens is that you now can start putting together the pieces, constructing how the mind should be projecting, how it should be thinking. Because now when you have conceived that and now you are being the architect, then what you would be radiating through your heart would be that of which you started to construct. So now that talking that was aimless is now purposeful. So now being purposeful in your inner thoughts, fired up by how you are believing what you've constructed is going to be amazing because you know your destination. Then And only then, what you become, it is because you purposely thought about it. One of the greatest things one of my mentors said, and I've said it before, Earl Nightingale, he said, the thing about success, it's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success, it's a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Simply means that as long as you are consistent, as long as you do not stop, the worthy ideal that you came up with will be successful because you were consistent on the journey of that which you believed in. You knew that this is where I need to be and this is where I'm going. If you follow me, type 7 in the chat. If you're following me, type 7 in the chat. See, successful people are not without problems. Let me just say this to you. For all of the people that are aiming, some of us may say, well, I just want to be rich. I just want to be successful at this job or whatever it is. These folks are they're so much better than I am. Or I can't really get there. You got to understand this, too much is holding me back. Successful people, they're not people without problems, ladies and gentlemen. They do. They have the same problems that all of us have. The same type of problem. The difference is that they just learn how to solve their problems. See, successful living, right, is the ability to solve successfully the problems which are much a part of us, like living and breathing. You got to learn how to solve it. That is where you become successful. So success, or when most of you said, well, oh man, I want to be successful so bad because I want to get to this level like him. I want to get to this level like her. I want to make this money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, you've already became successful with the worthy ideal. Once you have decided that it needs to be done and you proceed on the journey towards what needs to be done, you're already successful. You are already successful. So I need you to understand how important that is, that you are already successful. So don't, oh, well, I need to get to this money and then I'll be successful. No, because then you will miss the very step of that worthy ideal. To see, once you have the worthy ideal, ladies and gentlemen, once you have it, and then you are progressive towards the worthy ideal, you're moving towards the worthy ideal, then success is your portion. Type 10 if you guys are with me. Type 10 if you guys are with me. Type 10 if you guys are with me. This is extremely important for all of us to understand, because then you know how to deal when things come at you. Now, number two, ladies and gentlemen, number two, if you're going to be going towards what you're trying to accomplish, I said number one was we become what we think about. Number two is establish a noble goal to work towards. You want to establish a noble goal. Establish a noble goal to work towards, right? Notice when I said noble. Establish a noble goal to work towards. Something that will light you up. Something that will allow you to see the results from which you have put forward. Servitude. Something that's either solving a problem for many or something that will allow you to serve many. So you want to establish a noble goal, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you write that down. Establish a noble goal. This is extremely important. So first, you got to make that decision. Make the decision of what it is, whatever that goal is, right? Whatever it is you want. You know, and you got to understand that whatever it is, when you establish that goal and you said, this is what you want, you also have to decide what is it you're willing to give or give up in order to acquire that which you want. This is very important because most of you, you might be saying, well, I heard that before. I heard that before. I heard this one said this, and I heard that person said this. This is not why you're here at this leadership summit. Because see, this is for you to not only hear it, but to interpret that which is said, to understand that which you interpreted, and to acquire the knowledge of that which you understood. So I need you to, when you hear it, I need you to be able to look at it when you write it down. That noble decision, that noble goal. I need you to understand that, well, okay, wow, I made a decision, okay, and what am I willing to give up? What do you mean, what am I willing to give up? Well, see, time is very important to all of us. Time, we all have the same of. How we utilize and manage the time. So people say, well, I can do this with time. Well, here's the thing. Time is not your friend. Because time will continue to move no matter when you're here or when you're gone. So what you have to do is understand how to work with the time that you have been allocating for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You have to learn how to work with the time. So you have to say, well, I said my noble goal is to achieve X, Y, Z. Well, then you need to know, well, in achieving such goal, I need to put in this amount of time for this particular thing. Then I need to put this amount of time for this particular thing. This is what I am willing to give. I'm going to give my time. Oh, wow. Not only giving my time for this goal, I'm going to give my time in regards to this accomplishment that I'm seeking that not only will help and serve others, but in doing so, it will serve me and those that I love. So I need to now talk to those that I love and say, hey, I'm embarking on a journey that will allow me to serve people for this cause. I would like to know if you all can understand that I will not have the time to do certain things. Friends, I may not be able to go out with you guys for these next couple weekends, these next couple months. I am not going to spend this capital every Friday at the pub or the club or whatever it is to go out and hang out. I'm going to conserve that capital because it needs to go into this venture I'm on. Children, I may not be able to spend these amount of hours or go out on all these beautiful weekend trips that mommy, daddy, that we always do. I may only be able to do this once a month with you all because I am giving up my time to accomplish this goal. Is somebody understanding me? See, this is very important because we hear it and we say we want to do it, but we don't really want to give up the things that need to be given up to accomplish the things that we are trying to accomplish. Everyone says, nah, you don't know, I got this, I got this. No, you don't. Not until you quiet your mind, not until you restructure your thinking, not until you understand that what you think about is what you will become. So if you set out for a noble goal that will do something amazing, but your thinking is constantly saying, oh my God, I got to pay these bills. Oh my gosh, this is going on. These kids, oh my gosh, this one is not doing this. This one is not doing that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what they're doing at work. Guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? You get more of that, which continue to go on over and over in your head. You continue to get that. You're saying one thing, you wrote one thing, but what your inner mind continues to do and what your heart is projecting is giving you that cycle that you can't shake. Now that cycle that you now say, yeah, I know, because, God just want to put me through this. God, he just really want to test me. See, God just know that he's giving me my Job moment. How miraculous that everyone today love to summarize or use that. I'm going through my Job moment. Folks that has never even picked up the good book and study it. I'm going through my Job moment because we got to Google and we can just Google real quick, or we can hear somebody say, yeah, Job went through this, right? So I'm going through, but not realizing that it is your thoughts. See, let me pause for a second and go to that same Job moment, like most of you I might have referenced before. Let me go to that Job moment for a second. Did you ever really study the Job moment? Did you ever really study the Job? Because see, a lot of people say, well, well, I heard that the Lord came and the enemy came and he incited the Lord to do this because the Lord saw how noble Job was, and he couldn't understand that, wow, a man of flesh was so noble and loyal to the Creator. And the enemy said, it is because he has been blessed. Take it all away and then see if he still loves you. But see, this is what most of you heard. But some of you guys forgot this one little thing. This one little thing, if you studied well enough to make my point, that he said, Job himself said, the very thing that I feared has come upon me. Ooh. The very thing that I feared has come upon me. What does that mean? See, what I gathered from that is that you are what you and will become what you think about. So Job, as you all reference Job, understand that though he was noble in all the rights that was shown, there was something that wasn't quiet in the internal that kept speaking, that wasn't changed, that wasn't shit, that wasn't shut down. And that very thing that was being said, the same thing that I feared has happened. It projected, and the laws that are in place to give you what you desire went into effect. I'm hoping I didn't lose some of y'all. If y'all understand me, somebody type, I'm with you. Somebody type, I'm with you. If you understand me, type, I'm with you. You see, some of us, we only hear, but we really don't study. If you understand me, type, I'm with you. Because right now, some of you guys might be mad. Some of y'all might can't believe he did that. Ooh, he's going to go ahead and tell me he's going to reference his book. So if you're with me, I want to make sure that you guys are with me. So we got to quiet the thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. We got to quiet the thoughts because we are the architects. Come on, somebody. So when you make that decision, you got to know what it is you want bad enough and what are you willing to give up to achieve it. And once you, the second thing, once you fully understand that you have the ability to achieve this goal, then you would understand that, well, I am the one who will make this happen. I am the one who can take claim of my reality and not throw it off to someone else, not throw it off to a superpower that we so love to use in the sense of our downfall. No, God, you just put me through it. No, you are putting you through it. You are not achieving the level of which you seek to achieve because you are not doing the things. And you might be saying or believing you're doing the right thing, but not understanding that there is different things that's compartmentalized. So we can't just look good on the body and don't work on the mind and the soul. We can't be solid on the soul and don't work on the mind and the body. See, ladies and gentlemen, when we hear this and we hear Trinity, somebody said, Trinity, oh, I'm going right down to church. No, we're not talking church. See, we're talking how it is. See, how it is in church. How it is reality It's facts. It is documented. It is known that you must have those three components to attract all that you seek the way you want it. I'm hoping y'all are with me. I might have gone too deep today. Somebody might say, man, I don't know who I started something. I might have gone too deep today. Now, number 3, write it out. Write out that goal, that noble goal. Write it out. See, it's just not good, as you guys have possibly heard these things before, some of you. It's just not good to say, well, I want to be rich. It's just not good to say, I'm going to build the most awesome platform that people will love. It's just not good to say, I'm going to have an amazing relationship. It's just not good to say, my kids are going to be amazing. It's just not good to just say it without the definitive, clear, but precise answers of what's going to happen. So you need to write it out. By this time, the date, next year, 2024, I, your name, and my company, your company's name, we would have accomplished X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You spell it out to the T. In my account, I will have $10,540.23. See, when you're hearing this, some of you might be like, so what do you mean? So how is that going to really happen? See, you lost already. You who just said that in your own mind, I want you to step aside and sit down and quiet your thoughts for a second. Because if you only understand the gift that was given to you, then that thought would have never reared its head. See, when you write it out, what happens is now you put pen to paper, and then there's magic that starts happening. What is the magic? Well, wow, I started to write on paper. So now I'm making an imprint in this atmosphere. There's an imprint. Ooh, she just wrote, the business will be, oh, she's writing it out. In the writing, what happens is a mental projection starts when the writing is happening. When the mental projection starts from the writing that's happening, a picture is formed. When a picture is formed, you now can see it clearly from the writing, the mental projection, and the picture. Guess what starts happening, ladies and gentlemen? Because you have been going through those steps. And that is what you will go through all the time. That picture that is now in your mind, if you can see it as a picture, then you can create it almost to the exact in your physical. This is why it needs to be written out and precise. And you would be amazed the law that's been put in place, how it works for us. Now, number 4 is look at it morning and night. What you've written out, look at it morning and night. Now, see me, I'm looking at, I got my mirrors filled with different things. So I'm looking at it all the time. Sometimes my wife says to me, get out of the mirror. And I'm like, okay. She said, there you go looking at yourself again. And I'm reading those things. And then I catch myself looking at myself. And I said, honey, see, this is not vain. See, what this is that the Lord says, love your wife like you love yourself. I'm loving who I am in this space of what I'm reading. It says, I am a billionaire. But it started off first. It says, I love the I am. I am a billionaire. I am blessed and highly favored. See, I got all these different things on different parts of the mirror because I need to see it all the time. So I said, look at it morning and night. Hey, that's a good start for you guys. Before you go to bed, you should be able to internalize, visualize, because the mind is still working as you quiet it down to go to sleep, right? Wake up in the morning, same process, right? So now you're bringing it into your space. Okay. Number 5 is restate it. Pretty much what I was just saying to you guys. Restate it, right? Just pretty much constantly, you want to do it again, say it again. You want it to be with you. You want to carry it, right? If you write it down on a piece of paper, you want to carry it. Because, see, you got to get to know who you are. Remember, this is what we're talking about in this topic. Because, see, you'll get to know who you really are. Not that, oh, I'm being me, I'm being myself, but it was really carved by things subliminally coming in that made you think that you are actually being you when you're not being you. So it's a real heavy question when you ask yourself, who am I? And I ask you, who are you? See, I know who I am because it is my duty to reprogram the mind that was already given things that it should not have been given. So I have to reprogram and constantly keep programming who I am. See, one of the greatest CPUs that there is the brain. We are so great that the brain is capable of learning 50 languages, 100 languages. You can accomplish all things. You can go through and go through 10 different college curriculums and get it completed if we can only unlock the brain. So we must reprogram. This is when you hear about that paradigm shift, because that paradigm shift is you now removing that download. But you can't just remove the download. You have to remove and refill. See, we got to remove and replenish. We just can't uproot and leave the hole empty. You got to fill it up with something else. Because information is always coming in. So that's why I said number 5, restate it. You want to say it, you want to go at it. Okay? Number 6, ladies and gentlemen, number 6, emotionally and intellectually deeply understand this will become real. Number 6, emotionally and intellectually deeply understand this will become real. Heard that? Emotionally and intellectually. Now, for those who are hearing this, right? Emotionally and intellectually deeply understand this will become real. Now, I highlighted emotionally, intellectually, and real. I highlighted those. Emotionally, intellectually, and real. If you're still stuck on, hold on, where is he going with this? I just want you to put yourself in a state of, when I was younger and I wanted something and I couldn't get it and I started to misbehave and I was just crying, just erotically, I was just crying. Think about that thing that you wanted and you felt like you couldn't get it, feel like you couldn't get that thing, and it raised your emotions to such a level that started to weep. You was just crying and crying, right? You were crying. And then think about what happened from the constant crying. Did you get that thing? Did that cost you more stress? Did the parent says, oh, you're not getting it, oh, you get a whooping, or you know what, you're on timeout, or whatever it is, or here it is, honey, or finally got it, right? Think about that emotional state, what it brought into your physical space. If you can think back, some of you might not even have to go that far back, right? So when I say emotionally and intellectually, let's think about that intellectually for a second, right? If emotionally you're heightened, when your emotions are heightened, you attract things to you. Ooh, and we got to be so careful what we're attracted when we get emotionally heightened. Intellectually, I highlighted it because, ladies and gentlemen, intellectually, your mind, you start thinking, you start processing, you start analyzing, because your emotions are high, and you start processing and thinking in that same space, in that same level. So if it was something that was negative, guess what you attract? Negative. That thing will become real. And if it's positive, if it's the goal that you seek, see, the time or whatever it is you're willing to exchange to achieve that which you want to achieve doesn't have to seem like it's work at all. See, if it's something that you love, feeling wholeheartedly that it makes you fail, then the time that you put in will not feel like work. Because why? You will have a surplus amount of energy for that thing. Now, why? It is because desire breeds energy. See, there is no energy without desire. But your desire breeds energy. So for something that you're in love with, your desire is fired up. Emotionally, you're woo. So now intellectually, you're thinking towards that thing that you're trying to get accomplished, you're trying to get done, and it becomes real. It falls right into your space because it's already real here, and you've written it down, and you're projecting it, and you're feeling it, and you're seeing it, and before you know it, I've always wanted that Mercedes Benz. I've always wanted that E350. I've always wanted that S550. I've always wanted, and you start moving emotionally. Your intellectual is just going. You're starting to put things in place. And now you can touch it. Now you sat in it. Now they're giving you the keys and said, ma'am, have a great day. Thank you. Mercedes loved that you were such a loyal customer. Now you acquired that thing. If you guys are with me, type 7 in the chat. If you guys are with me, type 7 in the chat. If you guys are with me, type 7 in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys are still with me right now. So that number 6 was emotionally and intellectually deeply understand this will become real, okay? Right? Number seven is the basic law. The basic law is our rewards. I want you to understand how important this is. This is a basic law. This is why we talked about the laws, and I'm telling you all about not to put the blame. Not to put the blame. The basic law is our rewards will be in exact proportion to our service. Somebody write it down. Number 7 is a basic law. This basic law says that our rewards will be in exact proportion to our service. Our rewards will be in exact proportion to our service. So what am I saying? I'm saying the things that you guys are trying to accomplish, but you're sitting down. Now, it's going to come to me. I've just been praying. I've been praying. It's going to be mine. You know what I mean? He's just going to drop it in my lap. You know what I mean? I'll be listening. I'll be good. You can never be good because your rewards come in the basic proportion of how you serve. So if you serve wholeheartedly, continuously, persistently, aggressively, guess what will happen? You will get the reward based on the service. So when you see someone else, oh my gosh, she's just being, the floodgates have opened up for her. All these things happening for her. I was doing the same thing too. Then you need to check yourself. You don't need to watch her. You need to check yourself and you need to look at, well, hold on a minute. Am I doing? Check, I'm doing. How much am I doing? Check, I'm doing a lot. Okay. What is my heart towards what I'm doing? But really, man, I'm just doing this to try to get some money. I'm not really feeling this. Ooh, you just jumped on the bandwagon. That's why they talked about the bandwagon. That's where the concept came up of the bandwagon. Or Jack, Jack of all trades, master of, y'all already know. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't watch anybody else because nor can anybody else watch you. Because no matter how we can look at what's happening on your exterior, your interior is what will allow you the thing that you seek. So I can make a judgment on your exterior, but I don't really know what's happening in your interior. That's why now when we try to give it to the Most High, you got to understand, that's why he said that man looks at the exterior and he looks at the heart, because see, I cannot know your heart. But guess what happens with your heart? The laws that are put in place will show us your heart. Ooh, somebody might be saying, wait a minute. See, I don't need to know it because I don't have that power to look at you and know it. But here's what I do know, that the law of sowing and reaping will show me your heart. Because if you are just on the bandwagon and your heart is not projecting that which you're on the bandwagon for, then you're going to get what your heart is projecting. Ooh, I'm hoping somebody's following me. So that basic law is our rewards will be in exact proportion to our service. So if you want a lot, if you want more of whatever it is that you seek, if you want that explosive growth in your organization, if you want to climb up the ladder in corporate, if you want to be that person that people come and look at in the niche that you say that you're great in, then you need to serve, and continue to serve. Don't you worry about you are giving your service. Listen to this. You cannot look to, I need to give my service in exchange for this goods. Then you're not going to get in the proportion that you're saying you want. You'll get this. You'll get this. You're not going to get in that explosive proportion. So when you see others, you don't watch others. You don't worry about others. You must always be checking about you. Who are you? What am I about? That is what you need to be concerned with. It's very important. Now, number 8, write this down. Number 8, this is important. Number 8, write this down. Number 8, write this down. Cut yourself away from the effects of your environment. Cut yourself away, right, from the effects of your environment. Cut yourself away from the effects of your environment. Cut yourself away from the effects of your environment. Why? Because we've got to be individuals. Need you guys to understand that. You have got to be individuals. You should write this down. We've got to be individuals. We've got to have individual goals. Got to be individuals. We got to have individual goals. We got to have individual thinking. And we must have individual action. I'll say it again. We've got to have individual goals. We've got to have individual goals. We've got to be individuals. Be individuals. You got to have individual goals. You got to have individual thinking. And you must have individual action. This is extremely important. Because if you don't have those things, then you lack the main component of achieving that which you seek. You're not to lock on to just my goal. See, I taught some time back on the Leadership Summit, and I talked about vision, and I talked about private vision and corporate vision. You know, there's different types of visions. And some of you, right? Some of you, when it comes down to a vision, I talked about personal vision. You are given the vision to accomplish something that may only need people as you go along to accomplish that thing, right? So as you move in that direction, being purposeful, there's people that come in place to help you to accomplish that vision, that personal vision. Then I talked about a corporate vision. And I talked about a corporate vision, and I gave examples. I talked about, look at ministries, look at major churches or major organizations, right? And I talked about with a major organization or your business that you're building or whatever organization you're running or your team, right? There's a vision and a purpose that you have gotten, but that corporate vision requires, all right, corporate individual people that will come in this space and work with you to allow that vision to become this big. Those people now are going to work with you and stay in alignment with your vision. But remember what I just said. Remember what I just said. They have got to be individuals. You have got to be an individual. So when I say cut yourself away from the effects of your environment, because you got to remove yourself from the negativity. You got to remove yourself from the noise. You got to remove yourself so that you can get into that silent space. And you must be an individual that has individual goals, an individual that individually you're thinking, an individual that will take individual actions, individual thoughts. So when you have that, and I have a corporate vision, because you're an individual, you fall in alignment with the vision that was given to me, because you have gotten a vision that will be in alignment to a bigger vision. So when you have an organization that you're trying to build, the people that you're trying to get into that organization, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we need to start doing. This is a real point for you to excel in your organization. There is people that you got to and must leave alone. Everybody don't need to be on that journey. See, the minute you can understand these things, you can disqualify people that don't need to be on that journey. Because if the vision is to grow the organization and make it a Fortune 100, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 company, and those who come in to alignment with the vision, it is because they are individuals that are thinking and acting, and they have the thoughts, and they want to grow in a space that is doing XYZ. And now that XYZ is in alignment with the vision that was given to me. If you guys are with me, go ahead and type some ones in the chat. Type some ones in the chat. Type some ones in the chat if you guys are with me. This is extremely important when we're talking about knowing yourself and that you are what you think about. Type some ones in the chat. This is extremely important. And for anyone who might have just joined, for the people that's been on, my scholars, go ahead and type the topic in there for them. Type the topic so they can see it. Type the topic in there for them. The scholars that's on it, type the topic. So the people who just came in, so they can see and understand what we're talking about. But they're going to fall right in line. They're going to fall right in line because obviously that they're fitting in this vision of the Leadership Summit. See, the Leadership Summit, it's only for those who want it. I'm going to say this again. It's only for those who want it. See, the more you grow, you get to realize, oh my gosh, we hear it. You can't change nobody. No, you cannot. You cannot change anyone. None of us can. But what we can do is provide the information. See, the change will come and only can come if that individual is ready and willing for change. See, to be receptive of information, you have to be willing to receive it. You have to be willing to receive the information. If you're not willing, then it's just sliding off. Like they said, it's like throwing the water on duck's back. On a duck's back, it just slides off. Because why? There's no receptive nerves that's opened up. Nothing is receptive about that individual. This is very important. So you want to cut yourself away from the effects of your environment to understand that you think you're that individual. You think it, you got to have individual thinking, individual goals, individual action, right? Number nine, ladies and gentlemen, number nine. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys two more really quick. Number nine, okay? Our daily work contains more opportunity than in a lifetime. Our daily work contains more opportunity than in a lifetime. Say that again. Our daily work contains more opportunities than in a lifetime. And at the end of that, just put, so develop awareness. Develop awareness. So I'll say it one more time. Our daily work contains more opportunities than in a lifetime. Okay? Our daily work contains more opportunities than in a lifetime. And right at the end of that, develop awareness. Now, you heard that, and some of you might, okay, what does he mean by that? Our daily work contains more opportunities. Contain and opportunities, highlight them. Contain and opportunities, highlight them. Because it's very important for you to understand your daily work. It contains, there is so much that's in front of you. There's so much that comes to you, that there's so much that can be done. On a consistent basis, you're surrounded by your daily work. You're surrounded by the opportunities that's coming to you. There's more opportunities that's coming to you than in a lifetime because of that which you seek. See, it contains so much opportunities, but that doesn't mean you're seeing it. This is why I said develop awareness. See, you have to develop the awareness to recognize the opportunity that your daily work contains. You have to develop the awareness to understand that I've been seeking when it's right here. See, some of those things on my mirror, one of them said, seek and you will find. It said, ask and it shall be given. Knock and the door shall be open. Those there because you know why? I need to be self-aware. I need to develop awareness all the time because instead of my loud mind keep saying ain't nothing going on, ain't nothing going on, I'm trying to achieve this, but ain't nothing going on. I quiet that loud mind. And I'm the architect of my life. So guess what? I develop the awareness so that in every situation that's around me, I need to see what it contains. I need to see what opportunity is in that situation that I can utilize to get me to where I need to be because I am the architect. I am the one who is developing. I started and I know where I'm going to finish. There is no, I will start and maybe you will end up. There is no maybe in the starting. I already know where I'm going to finish and I will get there, must get there, have to get there once I develop the awareness and understand that there is opportunities in my daily environment that I must continue to do and utilize. And once I'm utilizing those opportunities, it will open doors for me because I am knocking, but I'm not knocking only one time. See, knocking one time is not what you do. You have to be consistent at the knocking. You got to be consistent at the seeking. You got to be consistent at the asking because once you are consistent, because you've started, the image that you've painted, the written down information for that goal, now that visualization process has happened. So because it's so fully in front of you, because now you can see it, because if you see it, you become it. Become that which you are looking to achieve before you actually have it in its physical form. Because you got to remember how you were created. See, when people hear it, they say, well, now you're going God. No, I have to break it down so you'll understand. See, you were created from the thought. You were created from the mind. The desire was already there and you were birthed out. Then a physical happened. So guess what happened? It's the same process that you have been given the gift to do. Ooh, you've been given the gift. The gift is with you. It's not with somebody else. You have the gift. Remember the epic moment that we all joke around with back in the early 2000s when Oprah Winfrey gave away all those cars. And her epic statement was, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Ladies and gentlemen, you got the gift. You got the gift. You got the gift. I got the gift. There is no one person with the gift. You got the gift. You are the designer and the architect of your life. No one else is. The unforeseen things that happens among the universe, those are different from you being the architect of your life. Stop throwing all the problems at the unforeseen things. This is why we say, oh my gosh, all of this was happening, but I went straight through. Nothing happened to me. Well, wow, isn't it amazing how he protects his children? Yes, he gave you the gift to be the architect of your life. You are the architect, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to hold on to that. I need you to hold on to how important that is. And the last one I'll give you right now, the last one, number 10, the last one I'll give you is realize security is found only inside ourselves. Realize security is only found inside ourselves. Now, I'm giving you guys a little extra time today because I want to make sure that you understand what you're getting, but not only understand it, but put it on like lotion. Wear it, profess it, understand it, believe it, live it. This is extremely important for who you are, right? Realize security is found only inside ourselves. Write it down. Realize security is only found inside ourselves. Security is not in your husband. Security is not in your wife. Security is not in the money. Security is not in the house. The gift that was given is that you are the architect and creator of your life. Security is found inside of you. It's only then, once you found security in you, you can find security in others. You can feel the energy of security in others. You can feel comfortable with a husband. You can feel comfortable with a wife. You can feel comfortable with the team. You can feel comfortable with the organization, the position, the things that you're looking to achieve, because the security is already found in you. And when a man knows, and when I speak of man, I speak of female and male, when we know who we are and the security is found in us, then it doesn't matter what happens today, because tomorrow speaks for itself. Woo! I'm hoping somebody is with me today. It doesn't matter what goes on today, because tomorrow will speak for itself. Because here's the thing, you could have greatness today and lose it all tomorrow. But if you have security in yourself, then what will happen is give you a few months or another year and you'll be right back or better from where you were when you first lost it, because you have security in self and you're the architect and the designer of your life. No one else is. So when you seek, you're seeking for you. When you knock, you're knocking for you. When you ask, You're asking for you. You can't ask for another person because the gift has been given to you and it's been given to them as well. So they have to be in receiving mode when they're knocking. They got to be in receiving mode when they're asking. They got to be receiving mode when they're seeking. Because if these three things are happening, but they're not in receiving mode, then nothing can come to where they need it to be. Because you, again, are the sum total of what you think about, ladies and gentlemen. So remember that we become what we think about. It is extremely, extremely important for us to remember this. So guys, I really thank you guys. I want to just have one or two of you speak if you guys don't mind, because today was very different for me. It's really about just constantly feeding your mind, feeding your brain, and really giving yourself that opportunity to be able to talk to people and connect with people, right? So I love the fact that I have some amazing folks on this call. You know, I love when I see people that's taking it all in, and I know that, you know, some of you are consistent. Some of you are bringing people on to really dive in and listen in, right? So I really want to hear from one or two of my scholars. I know I love it when I get Ms. Tina on because I just love hearing on their journey on being a part of this leadership summit and whoever else they might actually invite to the leadership summit. So I don't know if Ms. Tina, if you're here, I would love to hear from you. If you want to kind of unmute, if you're on this evening, I would love to hear your take on this call and what it has done for you. You know, Ms. Tina, are you there?
I am here. I apologize for not being able to turn my camera on at this exact moment, but I appreciate the topics. They're so good. And it's not it's only for this type of person or that type of person. I love the fact that it's literally for anyone who wants to be something. And it doesn't matter what you want to be or who you are. It's principles that apply to every part of any person's life. And so that for those of you guys who got on, because I sent you the invite, that's why I invited you, because we're all striving to do something and to be something and to go somewhere. And these calls are so heavily packed with tools and information. And it makes you think about the reasons why you haven't achieved yet, which is the biggest part for me. The biggest part for me is to understand the why. And each one just peels back another layer of that onion and says, oh, and also this is also why. So I just really I really appreciate the information and the practical application and steps to get me to success.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. It's so amazing hearing from you. You've been on this journey for a while, and I love watching the growth with you all, even with your organization. And really, guys, this is really what it's about, to really hear people join on and they're applying these steps in their lives. And that's important for me because understand, it's really not about just the business. It encumbers everything, right? So, Ms. Tina, I love it. Thank you very much for speaking on it. Absolutely. I don't know if you got anyone else there that want to share something before I ask someone else, but I love it. Thank you very much.
I would ask Jonathan, we're a little multitasking at this moment, but he started really getting on as well. We're on a journey together and also separately, and he is, I'm telling you, when we get on your call, he's like, you hear that, T? You hear that? And I'm like, yes, I'm on the same call you're on. I heard what he said, but he's making sure that not only is this something that we are getting, but that we are imparting into our children. Because if they can get this information in their teens and 20s, how much further can they be when they're 40?
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you are totally right. Absolutely. That is so good. That is so good. And so you guys are doing the right thing. And that's why I said train up a child, right? When we train up a child in the way of the Lord, and we train them up, when we hear that, a lot of times we tend to say, okay, train them up in the way of the Lord. But in the way of the Lord means you have to give them a full body of everything, right? And once you do that, then the outcome will be the outcome. And it must be the outcome, the way you train them up. So that's food for thought, and that'll be a topic for another day, but I love it. Thank you very much, Tina, for jumping in here.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Miss T, are you on today, Miss T? Miss T, are you on today? I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know if you're on, Miss T. Is she on? Miss T, are you on here today? Are you able to speak, Miss T? If you are not, just go ahead and put 10 in the chat. And I see Mrs. Buchanan on here as well. Mrs. Buchanan, I would love to hear from you if you're able to speak as well before we close out. Let me know, whoever can speak, if it's Miss T, Miss Buchanan, guys, just jump on in here for me. I would love to hear your feedback on how these Leadership Summit has really helped you in your life. Are you guys able to speak? Anyone else? All right, I'm assuming that everyone is pretty.
Hello.
Hey, Mrs. Buchanan, how are you?
I'm above ground. That's all that matters. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Happy holidays. I'm glad that you could join us. I just wanted to hear a quick feedback from you, if you're able to speak briefly.
Yes. You know, I think everything that you give us in a leadership call is things that we need to be able to think about, partake in our daily lives, because it's something that we can constantly use. It develops us and it helps us to become a step closer to being a better person than what we can be. So, you know, taking the notes, not just taking the notes, but adhering to them to where we're utilizing them. You know, you can take notes and leave the notebook there and you get dusty. You go back a year later, like, oh, wow, that was right there. But if you take the time to utilize them on a daily basis, you can see how it changes your life and how it implements growth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate you staying the journey as well. You know, I just love it to see how it has been helping and changing lives. And for all the newbies, guys, understand me, if you're on here and the call was impactful, it's okay to hear from you. It's just always, we are here to serve, and servitude is my life. And I love to hear from people. We also like to hear what topics people want to hear about. And we tell them, just type it in the chat, so that we can really dive in as we study whatever it may be. And so a lot of these topics, sometimes they're coming from what people have sent in, and then a lot of them are coming based on how I may feel in the moment of when we get on these calls, because I'm always studying, right? So, Ms. Buchanan, I'm thankful for you joining on here. I definitely appreciate you, and I'm excited to know that you're doing okay, and I can't wait to see you.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyone else before we close out? Anyone else want to just drop in a little word? Even if you're a newbie, anyone else? All right, I figured, hey, listen, we understand that speaking is one of the most feared things out there, right? But I really thank you guys. Super excited you guys joined us today on this journey. Go ahead and just tag 2 people on the Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just tag them and bring them in. I think those that invited you, they knew why they invited you, and understand that you're just coming here to get information that you could possibly use some, maybe all. But I always tell people, listen, come in receiving mode, right? Come in receiving mode, and whatever makes sense to you, you use it. Whatever it doesn't, then you dump it, okay? And I'm excited about that. And invite people. Feel the energy. We're full of energy over here. We love that. We have good people coming on throughout the different platforms, the YouTube, the Clubhouse, wherever it is. So thank you guys again. Have a fantastic rest of the holiday remaining. You know, this is such a powerful day and a meaningful day to me, but we are working through the day. So I'm grateful to all of you guys for jumping on. And again, see you guys next Monday. You guys will get the information on the Instagram if they want to check out the Instagram to know, hey, we got a leadership caller. Just go ahead and invite them. Again, much love. You guys be blessed.
I have something to say before you hop off.
Yes, yes, yes. Who may I ask that I'm speaking with?
This is Paige, your wife.
Hey, oh, hey, honey, how are you?
I'm great. I was just listening in the background. And one, I want to say happy anniversary. And two, I want to say I admire you even more for taking time out of our special day to pour into the team, and the fact that the team members showed up, even though it's a holiday, that says that you are very needed. So I just want to say that I value you. I thank you for your commitment, not only with the team members, but in our home and in our marriage, and today makes 6 years. 6 years, and I'm just excited of where these leadership summits are going and how they will blossom, over through the lives you're touching now and the people you're pouring into. And some of them may not even know what they're going to do with this information, but trust and believe when the time arises for that part of them to be unlocked, all of that information that's in their subconscious will come out. And your efforts have not gone on deaf ears, and I know that for sure. Just the fact that today you were going to take the day off because it was a holiday, and one of the team members, Miss Tina, she reached out like, hey, are you on today? So more importantly, I'm excited about the team, and what you guys will do with this information. So don't just hoard it. It's somebody in your circle that needs to hear this too. And Boston is so excited to pour into you guys every week, and takes time, and he does his research, and he does his reading, and he spends his quiet time. And even in the gym, he's excited about what he's going to pour into you guys on the next call. So don't take it for granted. It's not all the time that he's going to have available just like this to pour into you guys. So while he does, and while he makes the time to be stationary, you guys soak it up and share it. He's on Spotify and all these other platforms. So if your people can't make it on a live call, then share it. And I'm just excited to not only listen in, but to see the team listen in too. Love y'all.
Awesome.
We love you as well, Miss Beige, and happy anniversary, guys.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I figured I should be on another continent right now, but I love pouring in. So yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, honey, for that shout out. I so appreciate every moment of just being here for you all. It lights me up to really be in this position of servitude. And I'm happy, and I will continue to do this as long as I have breath to really just serve. So again, thank you guys. You guys have a fantastic week. Just a lot of love outpouring to you all. And I just want to continue to serve. And like I said, share it with individuals. And I'll see you guys next Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Love y'all.